we had been entrepreneurs for the better part of 5 years and didn't have a whole lot to show for it. Right.
I think one of the numbers is 70. One of the numbers is 110 investors that you talked to for the seed round. No one was giving you money. What was that like? How did that go?
Both numbers sound very painful.
Yeah.
When we were starting Robinhood, like one of the theses was that mobile is going to be people's computer, right? Like that's going to be the device that is effectively their computer. At the time, that was like one of the things that was kind of viewed as crazy. It's like, well, what makes you think that people are going to want to have their finances on their phone? You know, it was like, y'all don't know how to build consumer products. You guys haven't done this before. You're math people, right? And what makes you think that there's a generation of young people that is underserved? Like they could use these other things. Like what makes you think that this is the thing that's missing? There's a lot of naysayers.
How did that make you feel as someone? I know you're really big on design and creativity. Like how did it make you feel?
Motivated. Motivated. I'm serious. Like I really, really feed off of that. And I think that it's like a challenge, right? Because yeah, a lot of no's, it was like very difficult back then. And like over time, I've kind of learned to channel that, right? And use that use that as like positive motivation.
Yeah. And I think you guys had like an interesting agreement to finally get someone to invest. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Tim Draper.
Yeah. What happened there?
Oh man. Yeah. So this was, this is like when we were at the pits of not being able to raise any money. And we went and met with Tim Draper and we kind of told him what our idea was. And this man is larger than life. And I remember going to his spot in San Mateo. And I think we were like, there's like a Tesla that had been cut in half, like in the middle of the place. And we're sitting there, he's wearing like a Spider-Man tie. And we're like, holy cow, we're like meeting with Tim Draper.
Yep.
And he's like, well, you know, it's a great idea. It's never going to work. You know, you're never going to get past like, you know, these approvals that you have or whatever.
You need a broker or dealer license or something?
Mm-hmm. And we were working on that at the time. And he's like, how much are you paying yourselves? And we're like, what? It's like, how much are you paying yourselves? And we're like, I don't know, like not very much, like enough to like 60, 70, 80,000. Like, I don't know, like not like enough to be able to live in the Bay Area and have an apartment. He's like, that's way too much. Great idea. Never going to happen. You guys are paying yourselves too much. And we leave this meeting and we're just confused.
Why is that a sticking point? We're just $60K a year. That's
we're just like we're confused, right? It's like we're paying 70,000, 80,000, maybe the most. Like, I don't know.
Did you have student loans still at the time?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that was like probably.
I had like a dinky little apartment I was living in. So we after this meeting, we're both like feeling. I was feeling pretty dejected. And so we got, and I think we went to get burgers across the street. And we have the idea that we'll tell him that we're gonna not pay ourselves, you know, until we get this approval.
Yeah.
And we'll do that if he invests. And he said yes. And then like the sort of like the gut check came in where it's like, okay, can I still afford gas?
Yeah.
Or am I gonna have to start biking to work? Right? Like we did it. There was a couple of months where I was like, okay, it's just like, you know, we got to do this. Right. And again, very clarifying, very focusing. Like this is kind of the thing, right? Is you have to take the setbacks and use it to bring out the best in yourself.